What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we have a new trailer for the Crimson Days event coming this week in Destiny 2. Obviously Bungie are trying to hype this event up, kind of make it exciting and try and bring people back, so I'm going to run the trailer in this video. I also wanted to talk about a few tips and things like that, but firstly, let's roll the trailer for the new Crimson Days event.
Today is a celebration. You and your chosen partner will take on all comers in my crucible. Their life is your life. Fight with them, not against them. This is what love sounds like! Don't do it for me, Guardian. Do it for your Crimson Bond.
So pretty awesome trailer right there. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now I'm going to break down where all of the loot comes from and a couple of tips and ways that you can maximize your engrams and your kind of time that you're putting into this event. And it's worth mentioning that Eververse has more or less been completely removed from this event. There's also a knockout system to help avoid duplicate items in the event. And of course there is the new 2v2 Crucible mode, but it's worth saying Crucible is by no means the only way to get loot inside of this event. It's actually a very small part of it. So starting out, Crimson Days will go live on February the 13th at the weekly reset time. And one of the key ways to get loot from this event will be from the new Crimson Engram, and you can see the contents on screen right now. Now the Crimson Engrams are earned through XP just like Illuminated Engrams, and there is a way to get your 4th Engram for the week on a character much more easily. And some people will know about this trick, but it is worth mentioning firstly that when you level up you will get both Crimson Engrams and Illuminated Engrams unlike previous events, so that's definitely a bit more enticing. But in terms of edging your XP level, you can see right here on my Titan that my XP bar is nearly all the way full. I've got a few thousand XP to earn. And of course, after each weekly reset, there is the well-rested buff. And this basically increases the amount of XP you earn until you've earned roughly 3 engrams for the week. But it isn't counted via the engrams, it's actually done via the amount of XP that you earn with the well-rested buff active. So normally it takes, I believe right now it's 120,000 XP to level up. So the well-rested bonus basically buffs your first 360,000 XP, you earn it much quicker. And this means that if you edge your level like I have on my Titan right here, that you can earn that few thousand XP that you need after reset and get your first engram, then you can get your second and third engrams, and after that, well-rested will be active until it takes you essentially back to where my XP bar is right here. And then you'd only have a few thousand XP to get until you get your 4th engram. May seem like kind of a lot of effort, but it's worth bearing in mind earning XP, particularly without well-rested active, is a lot of effort. On top of this, you will get Crimson Engrams and Illuminated Engrams each time you rank up, and there is the duplicate protection system. Engrams, by the way, are not capped in any way other than the fact that you have to earn XP to get them. So if you are really trying to collect as much stuff from these engrams, or have as many chances at a specific thing that you really want, it may well be worth you edging your XP like I've done right here. It's also worth mentioning that a select bunch of items that come inside of the Crimson Engram will also be available to purchase with Silver Dust from Eververse. You won't be able to actually buy Crimson Engrams from Eververse, and you can't directly purchase anything for silver or for money, but there will be a selection of items you can buy with Bright Dust like I said, and these also count to the knockout system, so it may be worth, if you have a lot of Bright Dust, actually purchasing some of the stuff. Anything you purchase from Eververse will also be knocked out of the engram, meaning that the rest of your playtime when you're just getting rewards for actually playing the game, you won't get things that you've purchased and you won't get things that have already dropped. So definitely worth bearing that in mind. Outside of the Crimson Engram though, there are some specific rewards which come from specific activities, so you can play basically anything and get some kind of Crimson Days loot, which is good. But upon the reset, each character will have a milestone called Welcome to Crimson Days, and by finishing 5 Crimson Days matches in PvP and then visiting Lord Shaxx in the tower, you will earn the Fire of the Crimson Days emblem and the Tirastrella Ghost Shell. And you can see both of those on the screen right now, so that will be for completing the milestone. As I mentioned, there is the new 2 2v2 doubles type Crucible playlist, and this also comes with an updated version of the Burning Shrine called Burnout, and this is a map that will begin in the Crimson playlist, but will then be added to all PvP playlists. But when you complete matches in the Crimson Days Crucible playlist, you will have a chance to earn the Undeterred Exotic Sparrow, and once again you can see that on the screen right now. It looks like that also can drop from the Crimson Engrams, but it is something that can also drop inside of the Crucible playlist. Moving on, if you complete either the Leviathan raid or the raid lair Eater of Worlds, you can claim the Diesel Punk exotic ornament for the Wardcliff coil, and this will come from the final chest, so it will require a raid completion, but I believe you can do that on normal mode. And when you complete a Nightfall Strike, you will earn the Flaunting Dance emote. But as I mentioned, all of these items will come from specific activities, which is certainly really good. Before we finish though, there are a few pieces of vital information that Bungie gave us about Crimson Days. So firstly, there will be some server maintenance immediately before Crimson Days actually goes live, but they do say that with the Welcome to Crimson Days waypoint, under some circumstances, players may not receive a waypoint leading them to the tower vendors for the milestone, and players may still complete the steps by simply speaking to the tower vendor listed in the milestone itself. So just bear that in mind if it doesn't give you a waypoint. On top of this, they've said that upon completing a Crimson Days Crucible match, post-game rewards may push Crucible tokens out of view in the player's loot stream, and players should always receive Crucible tokens upon Crimson Days match completion, may find them in their consumables inventory. So just a couple of little notes worth bearing in mind there. But otherwise, that sums up Crimson Days, guys, all of the stuff you need to know about the event. So I hope the video has been useful if you're jumping into the event this week. If it has, a like is very much appreciated. If you guys do enjoy my content, feel free to check out my Patreon page. We have a pretty cool community over there. You can support me and what I'm doing and unlock some pretty awesome rewards at the same time, gain access to my Discord channel and everything like that. So if that interests you, you can check out the link in the description below. But if you are new to the channel and you want to see more Destiny content, feel free to hit that subscribe button. For now, I appreciate you watching and I hope you have an awesome week in Crimson Days.